You've seen it in movies and maybe have come across this game if you have East Asian friends and family. It's the classic game of Mahjong. But what is this game and how do you play it? In this video, I will be teaching you the game basics and what some of the winning combos look like. Mahjong itself is not a complicated game. The real challenge is actually understanding how the game flow works and the ability to put a winning hand together. A quick bonus for you who don't know how to read Chinese, I will also be teaching you easy ways to recognize the character tiles later in the video. Before we start, there are some things to clarify. First, the Mahjong game we are referring to is the 4-player tabletop game. Second, while the rules of the game will vary in different regions, I'll be focusing on the Hong Kong style gameplay. And third, to simplify things and to make your learning experience easier, I will be using the Let's Mahjong game app throughout the video. Let's Mahjong app. While there are many Mahjong games available on most platforms, the one that I recommend most is Let's Mahjong in 70s Hong Kong style, or Hoi Toi La in Cantonese, and it's available on Google Play and the App Store. It's a free app with just a few adverts that only show when you don't win a game. What's great about this app is that it can be played either in English or in Chinese interface, and it comes with a wiki section that contains easy to read rules if you forget how to play or how the points are scored. You can also choose various playstyle options where you can modify the scoring rules of the game. The bonus is it's developed by Hong Kong developers and the artwork reflects the classic Hong Kong culture from the 70s. You can choose to practice either with the AI on challenge or free play mode, or play with real players online. And best of all, it calculates everything for you from where to split the wall and the point scoring, and it also has shoutouts for Pong, Chow and Gong. Tile basics and easy Chinese lesson. The tiles are as follows. There are 3 sets of number tiles that are numbered between 1 and 9. The dot tiles, the bamboo tiles, and the character tiles. The dots are the easiest to recognize as you only need to count the number of dots. The bamboo tiles are also easy to recognize, you only need to remember that the number 1 is represented by a bird. This means the character tiles are a little tricky to remember as there is some Chinese reading involved. As you can see, these tiles have 2 Chinese characters with a distinctive red and blue color. The trick here is you only need to recognize the characters on top as they are the number characters. The Chinese characters for 1, 2, and 3 are easy to remember as you only need to count the number of strokes on them. The character for 4 you can remember by seeing this character looks like a box, and a box has 4 sides. The character for 5, remember it has 5 straight lines in it, even though technically the strokes are not counted this way. The character for 6, you remember there are 3 tiny strokes, and you multiply by 2 to get 6. The character for 7, it looks like an upside down 7. The character for 8, it looks like a mustache, and think of it as an uncle who likes to bring bait to go fishing, and bait rhymes with 8. And for the character 9, it looks like the Chinese characters 8 and 1 pushed together, so 8 plus 1, you get 9. And there you have it, the easy way to learn the Chinese characters for numbers 1 to 9. Next comes 2 sets of honor tiles. The wind tiles, also known as the cardinal direction tiles, and the dragon tiles. The dragon tiles are easy to remember as they come in different colors. The red dragon, Mahong. The green dragon, 發財, and the white dragon, 白板. This means you only need to remember the win characters. And here is my way to help you remember the characters. The character for north, it looks like a pair of skis, and most of the best skiing is done somewhere in the north, in places such as Canada and Hokkaido, Japan. The character for west, it looks a little bit like a bottle with a stopper, and bottles of liquids like wine. And wine starts with the letter W, and W is for west. The character for east looks like it has a little window that you are looking outside for the sunrise, and sunrise comes from the east. The character for south, imagine there is a penguin underneath this bracket here, and penguins live in the south. And finally, there are the flower tiles that are marked by the numbers 1 to 4 as shown in the corner. In total, except for the flower tiles, there are 4 sets of every tile, making a total of 144 tiles, or 136 tiles if you are playing without the flower tiles. If you've enjoyed this video so far, hit the like button and let me know in the comments below if the tutorial has helped you in any way. The game flow. At the start of each game, the tiles are shuffled and stacked evenly into 4 walls in front of each player. One player is randomly chosen as the dealer. The dealer throws 3 dice, which will determine where to start taking the tiles, also known as the wall split. If you are using the Let's Mahjong app, the AI will calculate this for you. During the wall split, each player will then take turns in taking the tiles for their hand until each player, aside from the dealer, has 13 tiles in hand. The dealer will start off with 14 tiles in hand and kicks off the game by discarding the tile they do not want. The winner of that game is the player who has a fully constructed winning hand and wins with the 14th tile, either from drawing from the wall or the tile discarded by a player. If the winner is the dealer, this player deals again for the next game. Otherwise, the dealer role is moved to the player to the right in the anti-clockwise direction. One full round of the game is when all players have been a dealer at least once in a full cycle. Chow, Pong, and Gong. Before I continue, I will use the terms hidden or concealed hand and open or exposed hand for this section. The open hand are the tiles in your hand that are visible to other players, but cannot be touched for the rest of the game. And the hidden hand are the tiles in the playable hand that is visible only to you. So, if you're playing in real life, it might look something like this. During the gameplay, you may hear the other players calling for Chow, Pong, or Gong. I will be explaining the differences between these terms and when a player may call for one of these moves. Chow. A chow, also known as seung, is when the discarded tile can be made into a free continuous number milled from the same suit. It may be, say, 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4, or 7, 8, 9. However, 9 may not loop back to 1. So, for example, 9, 1, 2 cannot be made into a chow. The chow set may only come from the same suit, so for example, you may not mix 1 bamboo with 2 dots and 3 dots. The chow may only be performed if the player before, meaning the player to the left, is the one who discarded the tile, and you need a 3rd tile to complete your chow set. This means that if the discard is from the player sitting across from you or to your right, you may not use it to make the chow. If you have performed the chow, you will collect that tile, and discard one of the tiles that you don't want from your hidden hand, and the game continues as normal. Pong. A Pong is when the discarded tile can be made into a three-of-a-kind or triplet meld. In this case, aside from the flower tiles, any tile may be a part of a Pong set, as long as you already have a pair of the same type in your hand. Similar to the Chow move, the Pong set will become your open hand for the rest of the game. However, unlike the Chow move, the Pong may be performed from any player's discard that you wish to use as a Pong set. But you must call for the Pong before the next tile is drawn from the wall. If you have performed a Pong, you will discard the tile that you don't want from your hidden hand, and the game continues as normal, starting from the player to your right. Gong. A gong is similar to the Pong, but instead of three-of-a-kind, it becomes a four-of-a-kind set. Like Pong and Chow, the gong becomes part of the open hand for the remainder of that game. Again, aside from the flower tiles, any tile may be a part of a gong set as long as you already have three of the same tiles in your hand. The gong may be performed under two situations. In the first situation, a player discards the tile and you already have three of a kind in your hidden hand. Second situation, you draw from the wall and you already have three of a kind either in your hidden hand or your Pong open hand. Whenever a gong is performed, an extra tile must be drawn from the opposite side of the wall before discarding a tile from your playable hidden hand, and the game continues. Wu and the winning hand. Wu is the term used for the last tile to complete your winning hand of 14 tiles, and what you should be aiming for in the game. And this tile may come from one of the player's discard or self-drawn from the wall. So what exactly does a winning hand look like? Now this is the part where it gets more complex, so I will try to simplify it as much as possible. As a general rule, you will want 4 sets of 3, plus a pair of matching tiles, known as the eyes, in your total lineup of 14 tiles in your hidden and open hand combined. It is completely possible to complete your hidden hand to win without the need for other players' discard through Pong and Chow, as long as in the end you still get your 4 sets of 3 plus the eyes. You may have extra tiles in your hand in the form of flower and gong tiles as in an example here, but you must have the 4 sets of 3 and the eyes. Having said that, your winning combos will greatly depend on the minimum point agreement before playing together, and the points are calculated according to the combo you have in your winning hand. For the sake of simplicity, we will assume that we are playing with a minimum of 0 points to Wu for now, and leave out advanced winning combos and point scoring strategies for another video. Typically, it boils down to 2 main kinds of winning combos. The first one is using sequence combos, meaning you'll have a mix of Chow and Pong in your hand, which may look something like this. And the second one using the all Pong hand, and it may look something like this. Now, the beauty of Mahjong is the different ways you can create your winning hand, and the different kinds of strategy you can use to build it up. For example, you might win with all other tiles, or you have a sequence hand that contains only 1 suit for massive point scoring. And there you have it! That's the general gameplay in Hong Kong style Mahjong. Give the game a try and let me know in the comments any questions you may have from playing. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.